jail, you gotta be ready to stand up now because they sure as hell going. The majority of
Right,
it. That's
right.
how it's set up. It's not
Right.
how we want it to be. That's how it is.
Right.
Professor Giff starts. Nana Kuye Moyemini Amiche. I am a veteran Black Panther, and every time we come to any event and everywhere we go, we speak the name of those who have struggled before and still are incarcerated. We want to start off by saying free Mumia, free Kamal Siddiqui, free Matula Secure, free Chip Romaine Fitzgerald, Reverend Alameen, Sandiata Kola, Herman Bell, Veron Bowser, Whitmore, Michelle Ruki, and Anthony Bottom, Pete, who is in exile in Africa, our sister Asada, who is in exile, and Russell Schultz. We ask that all the political prisoners be free, all the freedom fighters be free. If one of us are incarcerated, we're all incarcerated.
Absolutely.
If they come for us, come for them, they'll come for us in the morning. So we need to all get powerfully strong behind getting out all our political prisoners. Those who have fought for us, they deserve our loyalty, and we need to fight and get them out of there. Free them all.
All right. Greetings, everyone. You want to say something? Or you need to go? Greetings. How's everyone doing? All right. Cool. Definitely thank the brothers Black and Nobel. Let's give them a round of applause. Can we do that? I forgot the long history that we have, man. And yeah, rather than running down the entire history, it's just I think ever since my before my first book came out, I thought it was a very beautiful thing to have that place where we can all get together, go pick up some information, some books and some other things, and the brothers are sending books out to the prisons and that kind of thing, which I think was very, very important. It was one of the things that I had in mind for this book. Never wanted it to make it a book at all. I could have left it an ebook, and since the brothers, don't tell nobody the show. Since the brothers are sneaking in phones in the prison, I said, well, maybe we could just text the damn book. You understand what I'm saying? Because, brother, here, hold that book up for me. Brother bought my last book, Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop, which I forgot what page it's on, but your girl, Nicki Minaj, was trotting around on stage with a white dildo between her legs. And that is the one page that the prison cited that I need to take out of the book in order for that book to get into the prisons. So on a couple of occasions, I made a special edition. That page wasn't in there, and they still didn't let it in the prisons. You understand what I'm saying? So they always got layers and layers because the rabbit hole goes deep. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just the psychopathic mindset that they have. They're not going to let information get into the prison system. This is why with Public Enemy, we had a program that we would just collect money and go put money on the brothers' books. You understand? Whether we knew them or knew them not. You understand what I'm saying? And I think it was a beautiful thing. But we required service from them brothers once they got out. Because there's no big I and little you. I am because we are, therefore I am. You understand what I'm saying? Back in the days, how did you know who the black leader was? You saw them in the community leading. All right? With the advent of the internet, anybody could be a damn leader. You understand what I'm saying? You got 2,000 followers on IG, shit, your ass as a celebrity. And you a leader. You understand what I'm saying? Which I don't believe that's true. You have to lead, and what's the agenda that you have and the program that you have. But I came here today because I wanted to have something very up close, personal. And a lot of times when I do the lectures, I stop having the Q&A, man. Because sometimes with black people, the Q&A turn into sermons and all kind of other stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So we're up close. We're personal today. We can ask questions. I'm going to go over aspects of the book. And as a family, we could talk about some things that we need to talk about. I know a lot of this is being filmed and broadcast on the internet. So I just say one thing. If you ask the question, you own the answer. All right? Don't ask me no shit that you want me not to say to the world. You understand what I'm saying? I am going to ask you, who are you? and where you from, because as sure as the 50 people that's in this room, somebody in here is an agent. I need y'all to see everybody in the room. So yeah. Your agents smile, they laugh too. Shit. They eat fucking couscous and light incense. You understand what I'm saying? With Muslim names and shit. With X and Bay behind their damn name. So we ain't getting shit confused. You understand? And that's real. Oh, I'm sorry. I ain't know the little one was in there. I'm sorry about that, all right? Is that cool? All right, thank you. She said, but anyway. Oh, I hear you. But anyway, the book is called The Warrior's Tapestry, and it means a lot to me that I finally got it out since November. Surprisingly enough, I only had 2 copies left. I can't even sell these 2. These 2 are damaged. You understand what I'm saying? So I can't let a product go out like that. But anyway, it's very dear to me simply because I put it together so that parents can use this as a tool to bridge the generation gap and to begin to have dialogue with that generation that's coming behind us. So now we're talking, if I'm 58, my oldest daughter's in her 30s. My granddaughter is 10. You understand what I'm saying? So this information is really it's really for my daughter, but not for my daughter. It's for my daughter to take this in order to give this information down to her daughter, which is 10 years old. Now, I'm going to go over some of the things in the book, but I need to ask a very critical question right now. Some of us may have 1 or 2 solutions to correct some of the issues that's happening with young people in the Black community. All right. Is it possible that collectively we could get together to put some of these solutions together? All right. Whether it's in a book form, whether it's on an album with several artists that we admire, whether it's on a TV show series, whether it's on a YouTube series, whether it's in a documentary film that these brothers here with these expensive cameras can put together, whatever it is, we need to put something in place that we can point to and say, yo, you might be able to find the answer to what you're going through with your son or your daughter in that documentary film or in that book. Are you following what I'm saying? So I think books like this are necessary. This is not the only book like this, all right? But we need to put together books that meet young people where they are. Now, here's a few books, and I'm not belittling these books. There's a few books that I do have on my shelf at home that are 800-900 pages long. Now, for the people that's not holding cameras, can y'all raise your hand and tell me how many of those books that y'all got through in your lifetime? Not none. As Cat Williams said, not none. If we don't come together and take them books, Blueprint for Black Power, To Educator People by Mwali Mukeba Mani Baruti, Blueprint for Black Power by Dr. Amos Wilson, these kind of books, if we don't collectively come together and put together the study group, all right, where we take it 1 chapter at a time and we knock it down, record it and get the information out, young people will never experience what Amos Wilson put in that book. Trust me, they won't. You understand what I'm saying? I toiled over this being 200 pages. I said, nah, for young people, we got to make it thin, make it 100 pages. You understand what I'm saying? And give them some little tidbits. If we don't take, excuse me, bro. What's your name, good brother? Atun. If we don't take what this brother's doing and make it applicable to young people, they will never be able to experience what real food tastes like.
This is what he doing.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's what he doing.
Get that.
Out the line. All out the line.
They will go right past him, his food, and go to McDevil's. Am I right or wrong? Or Murder King, or Drunken Donuts, or Toxic Hell, or one of these places, or Dairy Queer, or Pizza Slut, or Long John Killers, or White Hassles, or one of these places. They'll go right past his food, which is help. Listen, young people coming up today don't have a clue what real food tastes like. They'll taste something natural, be like, oh, this is nasty. Because they're used to eating Snickers and Reese's Pieces and Annihilators. You understand what I'm saying? And Skittles. And this is real. Their taste buds have never tasted real food. You follow what I'm saying? Brother, can you do me a favor? Can you hand me one of a Final Call newspaper with Nipsey on the cover? All right. Huh? Man, I read your thinking 2 hours ago, bro. Nah, I ain't that damn deep. I ain't no scientist up in here.
One thing I did want to ask you at some point is the fact that how do you feel about the lack of comprehension of some people even not even being able to understand words nowadays, even small words?
Well, I'm one of those individuals.
Indeed.
Because excuse my language. Today, what's today? Sunday. It's late. I ain't trying to be safe.
You're in Black and Nobel.
This is Black and Nobel. Yeah, but I'm being mindful that there's young people in here and some elders in here. But fuck it. Anyway, I was one of them individuals. You understand? I didn't care if I fuck about being in school. I didn't care about that type of education. And let me put it to you this way. If you were coming up, and I'm seeing some of the people, y'all probably in your 30s and 40s, if y'all were coming up, and I'm not saying anything about you getting good grades, which is a beautiful thing.
Right.
I put it in the book. Then I taught my sons to take 2 sets of notes.
Right.
Take the set of notes where you can regurgitate that bullshit and give it back to them and get the good grade, but take the real set of notes so we can dialogue with one another.
Right.
And you can navigate your way through racism, white supremacy.
Indeed.
All right. So I was one of them individuals. I didn't really care about school. You understand what I'm saying? I knew from the rip that these demons were lying to me. Are you following what I'm saying? The very nature of what was going on in the public school system, my being was fighting against that.
Yes.
It's almost like the brothers and sisters on the ship coming over. We would refuse to eat. What they would do is take a stick and a hammer and knock our teeth out and force the food down our throats. That's how much I was fighting this educational system. So much so I had to turn around and get a bachelor of science degree in education, or in order for me to take what they was teaching us, in order to navigate through that, pull the necessary things out of it, and then reinterpret it and put it in a language that our people would understand. You understand what I'm saying? That interpretation came in the way of them Public Enemy songs.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it was what we was hearing and vibing to, and then because of the African drum patterns and the vibe of the music, it carried that bastard English language over top of it, and y'all got the message. What you didn't understand verbally, you got it on a frequency level. Because the universe doesn't speak in English, it speaks in frequencies. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to understand that. So in understanding that vibration and how the methodology really, not the vibration, the methodology. I asked the brother to get the the paper, the Final Call newspaper, simply because young people may not hear this. They may not vibe with this. They may not ever sit down in a study group and read Dr. Amos Wilson's work. You understand what I'm saying? But if Nipsey said we should do it, then they probably will. If Tupac said we should do it, then they probably will. That's their gateway and their doorway through. You understand what I'm saying? Each one of us that are standing in here right now, it's not a coincidence, it's not an accident that we here. You came into consciousness one way. All right, all of us didn't come the same way. It could have been a poem, a song, an individual, a t-shirt. I saw a shirt the other day. It just had the Black Power fist, and it had "and" with ... See, that may resonate with some people.
Yeah.
It may not resonate with other people's. Whichever doorway you came through is a beautiful thing. I put our elders and some of our ancestors in the back of the book, because maybe young people coming up, these millennials, never experienced the work of Professor James Small to be able to extract what the brother has given us. They may not have experienced Brother Akbar Muhammad. All right? But it's our duty in order to pass this information down to them. This was the duty that we took upon our shoulders in Public Enemy. We said they're going to know about Joanne Chesimard. They're going to know about the Black Panther Party. They're going to know about Move. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to know about all those brothers and sisters that have sacrificed so that you can even buy the record and listen to it. You understand what I'm saying? And I thought that was very, very instrumental. So what I did in the book, one of the first questions that I asked in the book, and as you can see my handwriting, I started revising the book already. The question I asked is basically, who's the most important person in this room right now? Can you answer that question for me? Who's the most important person in this room? No, you are. Just you, not us. You. You understand what I'm saying? And that ain't selfish. You understand what I'm saying? I came here on a plane, and the captain came over like, and when he came on the loudspeaker, said if the cabin loses air pressure and that little mask dropped down, you put it on yourself first, not your baby, your boyfriend, your lover. You understand what I'm saying? You put it on you first so you can breathe. You understand what I'm saying? Then you worry about the person next to you. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to understand that particular dynamic. You're the most important person in this book. All right? Right after that, I put we're temporarily closed for spiritual maintenance. Because I'm thinking maybe it's a spiritual problem we have. All right? That we need to connect back to the source. Are you following what I'm saying? And I just think that's very real. The page before that, I said, well, let me introduce myself. I'm God having a human experience called Griff. All right? Now, normally I get pushback from that because we don't think ourselves on that divine level. So then I move on to say the divinity in me salutes the divinity in you. And that's just a real dynamic. Everything divine in nature lies within you. This is why it's mandatory that you put living food in a living body. So if you don't think nothing of yourself, then you treat yourself like a trash can and you put anything in it. Can you imagine somebody waking up and having a goddamn Snickers and a Diet Coke for breakfast? That's death on a platter. Am I right or wrong? But sometimes that's how we living, because sometimes we don't know better. Elijah Muhammad said, if you knew better, you would do better. But we have people, we have scientists, man, that know how to go into the earth and prepare this food. All right. But we ignore them. We ignore them, and we simply because we've been taught to ignore them. You understand what I'm saying? We've been taught to hate ourselves. The level of self-hatred now is so ridiculous, man. The vibration is so high. This is why this brother's not with us. Now, I know y'all got a lot of people on YouTube talking conspiracy theory. Let me just tell y'all something. Okay, I'm not ruling it out. I'm not ruling out the LA Police Department. I'm not ruling out government agencies, NSA, CIA, all of the rest of the alphabet, boys. Y'all can name the alphabets. Whatever kind of letters y'all want to put together. I'm not ruling that out. I'm just saying to you, from what it looked like to me, straight up envy and jealousy, and I hate the nigga and I'm going to blow him away. Plain and simple. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I know some of y'all would rather buy into the conspiracy theory because it takes the pressure off you not to carry the man's work on. So it's easy to say, yeah, he got murdered because he was putting together a Dr. Sebi documentary. Excuse my language. I don't mean to be so brash, but fuck y'all. Plain and simple. You know why? You fucking cowards. Rather than you saying, look, you know what I'm going to do? Now that the man lost his life and he put together a program and he was demonstrating and showing us the way, even when he was in transition to be a better person, let me make sure the film get done. You wasn't following Dr. Sebi when the man was alive. Because brothers like Nipsey Hussle in every goddamn neighborhood, and y'all don't support them. So don't get all fucking teary-eyed, you understand what I'm saying? Singing fucking Kumbaya and all this kind of shit now that the brother's not with us. In actuality, he is still with us. See, but we need to act like it. We need to become Nipsey Hussle. We need to have a t-shirt, I am Nipsey Hussle. You understand what I'm saying? And that's real. But you see, it takes the weight off of us to put it on the government. Government did it, and it's hold on, bro, and it's a conspiracy. So now we get wrapped up in the conspiracy. We want to do numerology and shit. You understand what I'm saying? We want to throw cowrie shells and do witchcraft and shit because it takes the pressure off of y'all. Y'all want to put it on somebody else. No, the pressure of what happened to this brother right here lies squarely on the shoulders of all of us. Plain and simple. Shortly before the man's blood dried in the parking lot, niggas were selling fucking $400 tickets to his funeral. So you honoring Nipsey by doing that? Talk to me. You understand what I'm saying? Did you hear the brother got shot in the funeral procession? And I'm like, well, how is that a way to honor the man, man? You understand what I'm saying? And it's like there's some things that we should not listen. We don't know the proper way in the African traditions to send brothers like this home. So we do foolish things and say foolish things at the funeral or the homegoing service. You understand what I'm saying? I couldn't even continue to watch it. I just said, come on, I didn't know the man personally. Maybe that's what he would have wanted, but come on, that's no way to send him. We have to be able to remember the brother. You understand? Most of us in this room are in transition. coming out of aspect. Now listen, when I say Christianity, I mean the original Christianity. I don't mean what Dr. Shaka Musa Barashango is teaching. I don't mean that. You understand? I'm talking about the perverted one. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about the churchianity that most of us are coming out of, all right, into consciousness. Most of us are in transition right now. Whatever level that you're on, some of us a few minutes ago before we got here, we stepped through the door and we put on the cloak of consciousness. But before y'all got here, your ass was at Kentucky Fried Chicken, man. You know, all of a sudden you want to come here and eat fucking couscous and light incense and shit. Stop that, man. You're not fooling nobody but yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So let's be real, man. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that to say this. This is not for an old ass dude like Professor Griff to come before this microphone and check anybody in this room. This is for you to check yourself so you can take this and you can begin to educate your children. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Now listen, I'm saying to you today, all right, Hakeem's willing to pay y'all back for every book that y'all purchase from this day forward if you can't get anything from it. Trust me, one page is going to move you, all right? Simply because I'm sure that, you know why? The writing of the book came from the fact that everybody in this room probably got my cell phone number. Tell me y'all don't. You heard me say it on every YouTube clip. 678-557-2919. People have called me and asked me questions, so all I did was jot them down and I put it in and I answered the questions. So this is what Elijah Muhammad said the scientists did, and we wrote history 25,000 years in advance. Some of y'all looking perplexed. Give me a second. Let me ask you something, sis. I don't know you, you don't know me, right? Have you ever purchased, those daily calendars that you can write dates and to-do list things? Have you ever purchased one of those? Okay, so when you purchased it, you had the intention of taking a pen and writing some of the things down that you intend to do tomorrow, the weekend, next week, or next month. Am I right or wrong? Once you wrote those things down and you put it where you can see it, right? What you did was you went back and you looked at it and you said, okay, next Thursday I got a dentist appointment. I got to go shopping. I need to pick up some this, that, and the other, right or wrong. And what you did was you lived that out. So you actually spoke your history in advance. All right. And you actually manifested what you was going to do on those days, but you wrote that down last week. You follow what I'm saying? So we have to understand that concept. We got that in us. So let's deal with that on a collective group level. Why can't we speak our freedom in existence and then act accordingly? Brothers, y'all used to say it when y'all was gang banging in the street. Yo, man, when I catch dude next week, because I know he coming to the party, I'm going to whip dude's ass. And you projected that, and you said next weekend you going to get him. And then you prepared yourself the whole week. So when you saw him, you already knew what you was going to do. That's on the street level, I'm just saying. You understand what I'm saying? But we all do it, but we have to understand these particular concepts. We can speak our freedom into existence, man. You understand? Elijah Muhammad said we had to tie a shoestring around our finger to remind us that the white man exists. Everyone else comes to this country and make progress. All right, we here in the bowels of America, and cats like Nipsey Hussle was showing and proving, and how we can make that manifest. So I'm gonna open it up for a Q. Listen, we're gonna do a short Q&A. Do not ask me no long, drawn out ass questions, man. I'm dead serious. I'm not answering them. I'm just letting y'all know. Don't ask me no questions about 10, 20,000 years ago. What happened to Isis' elbow? How come she ain't use shea butter? Don't ask me no stupid shit, man. Because I'm not answering that. Plain and simple. Don't ask me how I feel about something. Do not ask me my opinion. If we can't collectively put our minds together to come up with some actual facts that this woman right here can take and use for her son, then I'm not answering those silly ass questions today. Plain and simple, man. Ask me why wasn't any blood in the parking lot when they went? Like, bro, I don't know that shit. I mean, how we gonna know that? You understand what I'm saying? With the technology that this government has today, they absolutely listen, man. If you study deep enough about nanoparticles, this cracker is in the goddamn laboratory matching the poison that they want to put in nanoparticles that fall from the chemtrails that they spray to match with your DNA to destroy you. So now when you catch a cold and pneumonia, you used to stay sick for a week and a half. Now your ass stay sick for like 4 or 5 months. You understand what I'm saying? So this cracker ain't got to have nobody run across the parking lot and shoot nobody 4 or 5 times. That's child's play, man. That's 1940s and 50s, man. That's dude sitting up on the roof. That's Oswald. You understand what I'm saying? That's old. This cracker can take seeds out of watermelons and kill your ass slow. He can put the aluminum in underarm deodorant, man. You understand what I'm saying? Put fluoride in the toothpaste. All right? He ain't got to run across the parking lot with no Uzi. That's child's play. This sophisticated demon we dealing with today. So by saying that, then we got to step our methods up as far as survival is concerned. Plain and simple. All right? But anyway, so we're going to open up for a Q&A. And I rarely do this, man, because this shit really works my nerves, man. Rather than us processing what we need to say and thinking about it a few times and asking a sensible question, what I'm going to ask everybody to do is click on, before you click on, let's press the pause button on this religious, political thing that they've been dumping into. Because I know you watching the bobbleheads every day. You watching YouTube, you getting stuff. You confused now because what's coming from social media now is caused cognitive dissonance, and we don't know what the hell to believe. So why don't we take the whole idea of belief and put it on pause for a second and kind of deal with actual facts? All right, anyway, let's click on this thing called solution thing. Whatever we ask and however we answer it, let's use it as solutions to move forward. Because you think this can't happen again? It's still happening. Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? And don't ever think they're not watching. All right? Anyway, there's a brother that was over here with a question. I don't know where he went. But yeah, I think he's back there combing his afro out. Now I know you bald headed. Don't worry about it. You had a question?
I had a question about media. What can media actually do to break away from mainstream media? Just like you spoke about Christianity, the twisted, quick Christianity versus the more suitable. Media right now, we got cameras everywhere. What can you say to the people behind the cameras to have them understand what you should have your camera on, like this, instead of having your camera on sisters fighting or BS or even rapping us being fools? Media becoming what media was supposed to be. Like, what do you say to the people behind the camera to let them know, listen, you got a camera, do something with it? Well,
that's very difficult because you ain't gonna tell me what to do with mine or my channel. True. No, I'm being very real. So that question right there, I don't even know how to answer that, man. It's almost like these people are going to do what they're going to do. Right. But what they're doing is, that's a part of the self-hatred and the self-destructive nature, all right, that this country and this civilization and this mindset allows us to do. For you to take a camera, all right, or for you to have a cell phone, $400 or $500 cell phone, and when you start to see women, young girls fighting outside of a high school, and your first thing is to film it, that has a lot to do with you and not them.
Right.
So we can't tell people what to do with their cell phones and their cameras. You understand what I'm saying? But what we can do on the other end, why do we feed into it? You understand what I'm saying? Right on this street. This is South Street, right?
Yeah.
Right on this street. I was at the store down there earlier, and I walked in. I don't know what I went to buy, and there was some trap music on. Now, I don't really dig trap music, but everyone in the store, practically, and the store owners, don't look like us. So I'm listening to the music, and then I'm looking at the people, and I'm like, yeah, I know you're not vibing to this. All right? Are you playing this to lure us in and pull us in so you can get our dollars? Because I'm sure you don't listen to this music at home.
Don't let their kids listen to it.
Exactly. So we have to understand that particular dynamic. I'm saying to you, we have eyes all around the place with these cameras. Why isn't that our consciousness is being elevated then? Since, listen, the vast majority of YouTube channels, brothers are on there like little bitches, gossiping. Talk about one another, talking about people, talking about celebrities, celebrity gossip and that kind of thing, as opposed to reporting real news in a way that we can elevate ourselves from it. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. I refuse to go on my channel and do a story about the conspiracy or the real conspiracy on how Nipsey Hussle really got murdered. All right. It was a government plot that started 4 years ago. He picked up a toothpick at McDonald's and that set it off. Shut the fuck up. I mean, come on, man. That is ridiculous. Because what you do at that point, you start to send people way to the left trying to unravel the conspiracy. When they done killed 9 other people since Nipsey died. Did you read about the 6 other people that got murdered? So we got to understand the particular dynamics of what's going on. And other people like Nipsey are dying every single day in the hood. But they don't get this kind of play. All right? But I hope I answered your question. Yes, sir.
How do we support the strength and independence of our Black women while also combating the feminization and demasculinization of Black men?
Well, I think what we need to start doing, we're going to start identifying those women like Pam Africa. You understand what I'm saying? And collectively, we're going to start supporting not only her as an individual to make sure she stays healthy. We're going to start supporting the whole IT. Pam Africa now has become an institution. Just like Public Enemy is an institution. We're going to start cultivating the mindset of a Pam Africa to replicate that and duplicate that into young women. By a show of hands, how many people set up the political education class on Saturday for the young sisters and the brothers? See, this is what I mean. Well, why not? Well, why not? We got to raise the vibrational pitch of the awareness so we can prevent this from happening, right or wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So if we're not setting up the classes to educate them, then what organization have an online class since young people got cell phones? You see, they're not going to wake up Saturday morning and come to a place like this and sit down and talk. They just not while it's sunny outside. You understand what I'm saying? They just not doing it. Let's be real. So then why not have the class online? Live. What's wrong with that? We got to meet young people where they are and extract from the Pam Africas of the world. You see, we got to understand something. I think Marimba Ani said it. She said our culture is our immune system. So if I'm putting in the book, Maria Cambone, which half people in this room don't know who she is. You understand what I'm saying? She's another sister that have now become an institution. If I put in the book Ya Barudi, if I put in the book Ya Asatiwa, if I put in the book and I dedicated the book to Dr. Francis Cress Wilson and Winnie Mandela, all right, where's the Dr. Francis Cress Wilson class for young people? Or did we just buy the book and we keep it on the shelf and that's that? No, we have to be active, man. Listen, we ain't gonna get free just by default, man. Somebody got to set this shit off. You understand what I'm saying? Before physically, spiritually, and on a psychic level, a lot of us have to just get prepared for it. Yes, sir.
I have a question too about we spoke about diet and everything, and
Which we really want to start saying live it instead of diet.
About the how do you feel? What do you feel? Well, I want to ask you about your opinion, but as far as your viewpoint on the music that our youth listens to nowadays.
Well, when you say our youth, do you mean like the 40-year-olds?
No, I'm on.
Them motherfuckers are grown males. They're not grown men. No. Hold on, bro.
Yeah.
Hold on. Just put a pause in. I'm driving. I'm pulling up to the light. This dude, I know he's younger than me, but he look older than me. He be bumping some of the most childish shit. I'm like, bro, I know you don't have kids, man. So you talking about grown ass males, man, for real. When you say youth, like what age group you talking about?
I'm 25, so I'm talking anywhere between my age and younger.
25, not you.
Yeah, that's not the youth no more, man. That shit is grown as hell. If you 25, you grown as hell, man. You said, and your question was about the music?
Yeah, about the music, like the people in the music that some of the kids listen to, because I kind of believe that the music that they listen to is a part of your diet as well. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, of course it is. So you're saying you think the music should change?
About how much does it actually affect? Do you think if anything if you think it could change anything?
When's the last time you listened to music?
I'm talking about as far as like the.
No, I'm not asking you that. Answer my question. We having a dialogue. Let's talk. Just me and you in the room.
Mhm.
When's the last time you listened to some music?
Today.
And you don't think young people listen to it just as much as you do?
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about Tay Tay, Twan, Peanut, and Day Day and them.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 12, 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
Okay, how much does it affect you?
Not so much.
Well, that's a difficult question for me to answer simply because it affects my ass a whole lot. I can't even get through my day without music and laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So you want me to give an answer which not even going to be a reality for you. It's not going to be your reality.
Yeah.
And we're only going to speak into reality that which we understand.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Music is a large part of all of our lives. And we need to process the whole idea and become familiar with the concept that it is. Now, let me ask you another question. I'm not putting you on the spot.
No, that's all
All right.
good.
Keeping in mind, I'm twice your age. So, when's the last time you made some music to change that dynamic?
Well, I actually just recently put out an album called Black America, and I'm talking about different issues that's going on. And like when I say the music, I'm referring to like the trap music that some kids listen to.
But we're not gonna speak on the negative. We talk. This is a solution
This is
thing.
solutionary.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I'm just asking you like, what should?
And so you gonna ask me the same question again? You good? I like you. But I've been doing this for a minute. Yes.
Would you or do you still have intentions of a universal revolution, freedom fighter society? I know it's old, but it's
You're going way back in the day. That has become.
What is it now?
That has become the mindset. That's what you got in with Public Enemy. I just carried over the mindset. You got from Public Enemy the fact that I used to have the study groups. You understand what I'm saying? That morphed into me being the minister of information that got that information for the songs. What you got in Public Enemy was the whole idea of the martial arts classes that I set up. That morphed into the organization called Unity Force. That morphed into other organizations. That morphed into the S1Ws. You understand what I'm saying? So I just carried it over and I met people where they are. Now, if I'd have said the Revolutionary Freedom Fighter Society, if I'd have said that with the Public Enemy thing, it would have been like, nah, I'm good. So we just said the S1W, Security of the First World. It's fly. You could put it on a t-shirt, bumper stick. I saw one dude with a tattoo. Cool. All right. We just made it easier to digest. That's all. It's the same thing. But the mindset is still there. Now, if I don't get a question from a woman, I'm going to go crazy.
Speak on it.
You got one over there. Keisha, what's happening? Nothing? None? Oh, you listening? Yeah.
So I'm looking around at these small business owners. I was wondering, like, from your expertise and experience, your knowledge so far, how would you say was the next 5 to 6 steps that you would take a small business like this and turn it into something where they can profitable enough to, let's say, acquire land or an institution?
I think you're standing in the place that exemplifies that.
Yeah.
Collective work and responsibility, people coming together, putting and pooling our resources together. So now what's wrong with the vendors that have their established their stores and spot in here putting money together to acquire land? And then what we do with that, because they may not be farmers, they know how to sell hats and make t-shirts and whatever. Then we get those brothers that do, creating jobs, right? To take the land now and produce the food that we need. And then we sell the produce at the farmer's market. So now we're acquiring more land. Collectively now, not one individual. So that if a couple of the vendors pass away, we can say, okay, this is collectively ours. This is what we're going to use as a small example to feed the people in every city. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We can pool nickels and dimes together and make it happen. But you know what it is, sister? And I'm glad you asked that. It's the desire to want to do that. All right. We got to get past this whole idea of self-hatred. If you're waking up every morning looking in the mirror and you hate yourself, you definitely not going to connect with anybody else that look like you to put your money together. That's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen, man. It's just truly not going to happen. So the place that we're standing in exemplifies that. You got 8 to 10 businesses in there, and we say every month, everyone's going to put in $20, $30, $40 after what? 3 years? How much money do we have? We can go buy some land. Let's make it happen. You understand what I'm saying? I think that's a beautiful thing. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
I was wondering, what do you think is a way that to connect the people that have the money, like people that's doing a little bit better off, that to make that connection. Like how do you think you can make that connection? Then where you at? And like a lot of well-off people, it's like, you know, in the industry. I mean, you're in it. Like, do you think that it's time maybe that we can push more harder and get to these young folks and put that 1960 energy?
Well, we got to understand something, and this brother showed and proved that it can be done. He made a mixtape or CDs, one of his first albums. It was online for anyone to download, right? I guess for a couple of dollars. But he then turned around and pressed up 1,000 CDs, which cost $100 a CD. I know y'all saying, damn, $100. But I think he sold 1,000 of them. Now help me out. Mathematicians in the room, do the math. How much is that? And what do y'all think he did with the 100,000? Okay. The math is right there. It's right in front of us. People are doing it, man. What's wrong with using that as the example? You just got to tap into and see what the want is. It's supply and demand. That's basic business. Am I right or wrong? You see what the people need, tap into that, make it happen. But we have to control it every step of the way. I had that conversation with my daughter the other day. She has a degree in biology, graduated from A&T. All right, so you know me and mom is trying to pay them loans back. Can you help with that? I'm just saying, no. So I'm just saying, she's asking me now, what should she do? Because after going through school for 4 years, now you know at the end of that job is not there no more. It was there 4 years ago. It's not there anymore. And I told her early on, I said, before you go to school, graduating high school, take a year before you go to college. Learn how to do something with your hands. I don't care if it's hair braiding. I don't care what it is. Taxes, whatever. It's graphic arts, making logos, doing whatever. Learn how to do something with your hands. Plain and simple. So you can keep yourself afloat. And I think all of us need to learn how to do that. Especially the brothers. I put that in the book also. It's like you have to learn how to do something with your hands. Now let me ask you something. Brother back here. It's the last time you tuned the car. And how old are you now? You're 48, and last time you tuned the car was when you was a teenager. See, that art is gone. You understand what I'm saying? Truth be told, this dude named Dwayne, I know, didn't pay his car note, but he had a brand new whip showing it off, rims, the whole bit. Remember the spinning rims was out? That was him. You understand what I'm saying? Coming through the hood, music loud, that kind of thing. Didn't pay the car note, so they shut his car down. Remote control. Now, if he had the science and the technology, he could have went in and thank you, bro. You must have done that before. So now you get locked out of your car. They got that. Was it OnStar? They could unlock your car from anywhere. So if they could unlock your car from anywhere, then they could lock you out of your own car. Am I right or wrong? You showing off and you like, shit, and they ain't doing nothing because they done locked you out of your own whip. So, but if we knew about cars since you was a teenager, we able to get past that technology. Am I right or wrong? So we have to understand that dynamic. Sister with the baby. It's the last time you learned the recipe? A week ago. How did you learn it? You went online? See, that's new school. Old school, you stood in the kitchen with your auntie or your mama or your grandma, all right? And you got personal instructions from her, right or wrong. So now when your daughter grow up, you try to take her, put her in the kitchen, even though she yay high, and you culturally speaking, we pass these things on. I'm just asking y'all back to his question, all right? I'm asking y'all not to pass on the culture of death in the music. The vibration of death, man. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't beat up on the millennial kind of rappers, man, these mumble rappers. It's just that sound and that vibration hurts my soul. You understand what I'm saying? Because we have to understand, man, the African drum with the European word on top of it, it causes conflict in the soul, man. You understand what I'm saying? Because we see the end result. It's an insult to Bob Marley for you to talk about killing somebody on your record, man. For you to be selling drugs from my iPad. Who was that? Rick Ross selling drugs from his iPhone. Come on, man. You insult Marvin Gaye. You insult Aretha Franklin, Sam Cooke. You understand? James Brown. All right, all the work that Don Cornelius put in. You insult the greats, man. You understand what I'm saying? By treating black music in that way. Yes, sir.
What are your views on the promotion of all these drugs in the new music, trap, everything, it's very promotable now.
Right.
Out like it's nothing, That affect me has the thing, just like you were saying, music has an effect every day.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure this has been either pushed so you can have a bigger effect than our generation of kids who are,
It has a larger effect nowadays because they're bypassing the parental guidance. Because now they're able to contact your child on 6 years old on the phone you bought. So, but you put the parental control on the cell phone. They cracked that a long time ago, bro. You understand what I'm saying? They already got a different screen name. You understand what I'm saying?
But it's all through the public radio or own stations that promote.
Shit. Do we listen to the radio anymore?
Oh, they do.
Young people?
Oh, yes, they do. So they're driving cars. They either have their phone connected or they're having the radio from the
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I have children that ain't listened to the radio in years. They on these phones, man, and our enemy knows that. You understand what I'm saying? But let's be fair. We can't put it all off on trap music because what was the birth? What gave birth to the trap music? You understand? Wait a minute. If we go through the artists and the songs that was out in the 90s, are we blaming them or are we praising them? Most of us praise the Jay-Z's of the world. Wait, most of us. Most of us praise the Ludacris's of the world. Hoes in every area code? Come on, y'all. What do y'all think gave birth to the mumble rappers?
You know what? Every time I spoke on that during those eras, and I was playing Public Enemy because, let me back up. I'm representing UTN Radio. We actually have an app on your phone where we play underground and classic music. We play Public Enemy and play all the classic stuff. We speak on all of this constantly. When we weren't playing that, people were looking at us like, why aren't you playing the popular stuff? Because that stuff is junk. You can't hear it yet. You don't hear that they turning it somewhere else. So it's beautiful now that with this new era, I think that the people are listening to their phone, but they're listening to a different type of radio now, a different type of media, where they have a little bit more direct control of it. Right. So I don't actually blame the radio because I don't listen to the radio. I say, choose with what you choose to listen to. Blast the good stuff. Blast the radio stations you like. Blast the stuff you like.
Well, media, which is multi-ethnic destruction in America, or maniac European devils in action, it has changed vastly. If you got a cell phone nowadays, I think I just downloaded an app 2 weeks ago where I can get a radio station. Yeah. Young people are not around any radio. They even listen to a radio station. I mean, I can't. Yeah, I'm stumped.
Well, in that kind of radio, I'm talking about in general, like let's say Spotify and all the, iHeartRadio. But it's on the phone, of course. But it's not just because of their playing the music with this information. The labels are pushing it too. Those companies, the big corporations that are in the background are taking this and using it.
Right.
Because it's a big business.
Right, and I think you're absolutely correct because they're making it a lot easier for young people to digest the poison. You understand what I'm saying? They're smart enough to know to meet young people where they are. We have to be smart enough to meet them, the enemy, and young people where they are so we can combat that. All right, a few more questions and I'm breaking camp. If you under 35, you don't know what that is.
But if you take the trap talk away and replace it with like a J. Cole, the forefront, more artists like that, I feel as though you can't take it away because they just got to report it from what they see outside their door and what they do. So you have to have that link.
No, we never said we're gonna take anything away. When my daughter is listening to some loud music on her headset, I don't ever tell my daughter to stop listening to whatever she's listening to.
Now,
You understand what I'm saying? I don't tell her to stop, because if that's her choice, now what I can do is and use that as a teachable moment. Like, what are you listening to? Let me check it out. And I'm vibing, because sometimes the beats are fly. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm vibing, and that's a teachable moment. That's my way in to have the conversation with my daughter. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, you like this? This dude calling you a hoe, a bitch, or whatever on his song, and this is what you vibing to? So let's talk about that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's being responsible.
Now, do you think the beats per minute plays an effect in the frequency?
Well, the beats per minute plays a big part in any of the music. If the heartbeat and the heart rate is 72 beats per minute, I don't care what kind of music it is. You triple it up, you got salsa. You understand what I'm saying? But it's still the same heartbeat. You understand what I'm saying? All that is run a mile and then listen to your heartbeat and then put on some salsa. Same thing when you get out on the dance floor. So the pulsation of the 9 organs in the body, that's all these people did when they made these drum machines and these kind of these apps that make music. You understand what I'm saying? It's the pulsation of the 9 organs in the body. And we understood that long time ago. You understand what I'm saying? When we didn't have any drum machines and we couldn't afford studios, we went out on the street and did what our Caribbean brothers did. Turn the garbage cans over, put dents in them in certain places, and beat on the garbage cans. In the lunchroom in high school, we used to take a quarter and beat on the lunchroom table. And when we didn't have any of that at our disposal, we just did the damn beatbox. You understand what I'm saying? And that was real for us, and we made the damn thing happen. But it does have an effect, to answer your question. Because what they do is they duplicate the patterns and the rhythms that we vibe to. All right, and they leave them intact where they are, and all they do is hide the vibration of the word on top of that, and it gets to us. So like automatons, like Bobby Hemmings said, like automatons, we carry it out. You understand what I'm saying? There's outright, so there's one dude, maybe y'all could tell me his name. Little Uzi Vert. How'd you know? The dude with the wedding dress that did the video with the gun in his mouth?
Because I was thinking about him earlier, because when he sets up, his name looks like Lucifer or the billboard.
So the companies now that you're talking about pay him to do that, and they'll keep him in the front of young people. So if we show up with a little gray in our beard, or we you're outdated, you're not relevant anymore. Wow. For real? Anyway, 1 or 2 more questions and I'm out.
I have a slight personal question. Do you still write?
Yeah, he said right.
Like write for your own, like poetry, like your own.
You haven't heard his new song?
Oh, he didn't hear my new song. It's called Behind.
Actually, we're gonna be playing it on UT Radio, but I don't want to bring up the old.
Let me just. What's up, man? You got the money you owe me? Nah, real talk. This could be my next album.
Need that.
No, y'all not understand what I'm saying. This is symbology, right? Okay. Wait, where's the brother with the book? Did the brother leave? Oh, here you go, standing right in front of me. Can you read me the chapters in there? Tell me these don't sound like the titles to songs, because that's all I did.
Oh,
you understand what I'm saying? Go to the table of content.
Table of contents, first degree. Degree rap versus the hip hop revolution, conceived of the scene, racism and the reality, and the mind.
Yo, hold it down over there for a second. What is it?
Racism and the reality of a mind revolution beyond the 21st century.
Now that's the first degree, right? That's song number 1 on my album.
Indeed.
You understand? So all I did was put music to the first chapter. The song is already written. I just got to make it fly for you to hear. And make sure it's not too long. I put it under 315, 320, and I'm good. You understand what I'm saying? What's the third chapter?
Third chapter, the third degree. Third degree, the Illuminati takeover of hip hop.
The Illuminati takeover of hip hop. What's the 5th one?
5th degree, pimps, preachers, politicians, pedophiles, and the pulpit.
You need to say that one more time. Why are you smiling like that, though? I'm just saying. Because that shit. What is it?
Pimps, preachers, politicians, pedophiles in the pulpit.
And I should have added the president. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the chapters to the book. Right. So that's what it is. So to be honest with you, before And the Word Became Flesh, my album came out years ago. Those are poems that I kept in my book that I had for years. I just wouldn't let nobody hear it because it was personal to me. You understand what I'm saying?
I asked because I personally still play a lot of, and our station do. And when we play, people like, yo, you playing the old public enemy? I'm like, no, they got new public enemy.
Right.
You ain't brought none of the new stuff like support. Go to their websites, check out their books, go to where the music is at.
Yeah.
Right.
So thank you. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
In closing, I just want to ask, like, what's some of the ways we can access our inner God? Meaning, like, clearing out the chakras in the body, accessing the third eye, just trying to protect ourselves from the negative frequencies and the bad foods that we put into our body.
Listen, y'all. In every city I go to, there's light workers. We just got to identify the light workers, man. Right over there?
Yeah.
What do you think the incense is for? What do you think the crystals are for? What do you think the herbs? That's part of the work, man. You understand? And that's probably the component that the mumble rappers are missing. They don't have access to that stuff. They're not in a space where they have access to that. He discovered it. Did you hear his wife at the funeral? She said, this dude be going to bed listening to ebooks, man. Sage in the place. So he was on it. You understand what I'm saying? Now, how many of us are going to follow that? She said, I think that shit is fly. You understand what I'm saying? She made young people know that that's what we should be looking for. These kind of cats that do stuff like that.
Not every sister going for that, though.
Huh?
Not every sister going for that.
We don't need every sister to go for it.
Then you don't need a sister that don't vibrate.
Right.
Like that, for real.
Exactly.
I'm learning. Yeah, you don't need a sister that can't vibrate on that level of understanding.
So you mean to tell me a sister gonna frown on you because you sage in the room and you want her to eat healthy? You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yo, man, some of them might be dragging them like trying to bring some water.
But let me tell you what my elders told me, man. When you buy an apple, all right, a real one with the seeds in it, and you put the apple on the table, all right, and if you don't eat the apple in the time frame that you know by nature you need the apple, to eat the apple, the next stage after ripe is rotten. You understand what I'm saying? Any of them sisters that you run up on that ain't feeling that vibe after a minute, you understand what I'm saying? You gotta let them go, bro.
Loose.
You understand what I'm saying? But if you think it with that head instead of the real head, then you might not let her go, and you might think you could change somebody. You ain't gonna change nobody, bro. Everybody ain't gonna goddamn make it. Plain and simple. And we're not thinking everybody gonna make it. Tay-Tay may not make it. She's like, all right. You understand what I'm saying? So we gotta understand. A parent called me the other day, talk about her son was still talking about selling drugs. I'm like, shit, how? How the hell do you sell drugs nowadays? With all the cameras on the streets and cell phones and they're tapping the phone and all that kind of stuff. How do you sell drugs today? Oh yeah, well I thought the white boy at the school was selling. How you gonna sell drugs from your dorm room on Snapchat? Blood clot. Ooh, man, just an idiot. Anyway, I love y'all to life, Philly. I gotta go. Next time I come back, I'm bringing my wife. We're gonna do some workshops and some other things. We're gonna get with Pam, Hakeem, Tyson, and we're gonna get with some other people and make some things happen for the entire weekend. All right. All right, I love y'all to life. I gotta get ready to go. Thank y'all. I got 2 books left. That's it, y'all. All right. And you can take that one.
Yep.
All right. The book is $20 unless you got food stamps, Captain Crunch coupons. I don't know. But anyway, I gotta go. I love y'all to life, man. Yep, that's the damaged one. This is the right one. Okay, cool. Oh, I understand what you're doing. All right, everybody here on Sirius Mindz, I gotta go. Love y'all to life, man. Peace, I gotta go. Live from Philadelphia. Tell them where we are, man. This is Tyson, y'all.
We are here at Black and Nobel. Say what's up to everybody, y'all. So we're here on Griff's Live at Black and Nobel. You know, we always know Griff is home here. And we just wanted to appreciate book, the movement, brought out some food. Say what's up to everybody. Say what's up to everybody.
What's up, people? Love y'all. Heart y'all for life, and make sure you have a healthy every day. All right?
What's your name?
Atum. I'm the alcotrician.
Yes, sir.
The world's first alcotrician.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You already know. Let them know, Tay.
So we just thank you here at the Vision venue. It's a store with a whole bunch of stores, black businesses, left and right. Sister Pam, say hi to everybody on the live, on the Griff Live.
Hey everybody, this is Pam Africa supporting Griff 100% at Black and Noble, 100% support, and Chairman Fred say beats on the ground.
It's on the ground.
And don't forget January the 27th, April 27th, and all our former mayors is going to need a whole lot of support. Vernon Park. The flyers on tape. Vernon Park. Be on the lookout for some upcoming information. And never forget, Mumi is alive because we work. I'm saying, brothers and black, know the people that's in here, the people out in the audience, ain't no power. Like the power of the people, when the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, when the power of the people don't stop.
What did y'all say yesterday? Don't move past the elders to jump to the ancestors.
Oh, that's
Sit
right.
and listen to
That's
the
right.
queens.
Because you know what? We're bringing a lot of what the ancestors, said. We live with a lot of the ancestors that we here today. And I'm saying we have information. The problem with this government, and I'm watching it in the news, is that the violence. I was upset when I heard about some of the meetings that the younger people had and totally discard the experience of the elders. I'm saying we're wasting a lot of time when you don't listen. What I'm pointing out is that, this law right here, right now, is yours.
And we're not saying don't listen to the ancestors.
Right.
We're saying pay attention to the people while they're here before they value the ancestors. Give them some strength. I try to give you some strength every time I see you.
Always give us strength. And that's why we always follow. And not only us, I overwhelmed when I come in here. Because I can tell you ever since we've been, when we was at Germantown and Erie, when you come in here, it's a certain peacefulness. And you see people when they come through these doors today, that peacefulness is still here. Last week, for the pop-up event, we had the 60-day, 6-month anniversary. As crowded as it was in here, it was harmony. It was peace. And same thing that was at Royal, you'll find it in the South. Peacefulness, entertainment, good vibes, buying and connecting. There's a sister that makes earrings. I'm an earring person, you know that.
Crystal Jones.
I need her card. I need
She's
her.
right over there.
Where?
She's set up.
She said where?
She's set up. She's set up.
They put pictures on.
Yeah. Well, no, the other one. The other one with the crystal. The one with the crystal. She's set up.
Oh, okay. I want to see her too, but the one that does the earrings, and I really want to get some of those earrings for my family. And you can come down here and get great health products.
Yes.
Great AC laws. Gold patches.
Yes.
Something you need for your body. Come in here and you get fed.
Yes.
And it's always healthy foods that's here. So the mind and the soul is fed here, fed very well. We have young entrepreneurs. The first black sneaker person, I sell sneakers.
Nobody cheated no more, so nobody say cheese.
No.
What do we say? Say couscous or something? But nobody saying it.
Healthy.
He's 25.
We're live.
Yeah.
Trying to do some work down there on that. So they trying to shut it down, basically.
Signing off from Division Venue.
What's your spaceship?